Hello, family. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is your market update for May 2022 for North Carolina. I was going to say all of North Carolina, but I'm not going to get into all of North Carolina. I am going to touch on Charlotte area, Raleigh area, and Greensboro. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, drop a chat. I definitely appreciate it. I'm working on a new system right here, so bear with me. I just got the hang of the other one, so I am not quite sure how this system works. So please bear with me. Hey, what's going on, Ozar? Ozar Har, thanks for rocking with me, checking in. So this market update, we're actually going to look at April's numbers because obviously we don't have May numbers because we're still in May. So we're going to look at April numbers and just take that data along with what I'm seeing right now in the market on the day-to-day to give you insight in how you should proceed and just some guidance. So let's jump into it right now. First, before we start, please drop in the chat if you can hear this. I was having technical difficulties. I was supposed to come on at 7:15. It is now 7:25 when I started. I want to see if you can hear this real quick.
Very artsy. It's got a lot of bars and restaurants, and he wants to be walkable. A house came up for sale for $585, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, about 1,700 square feet.
Did anybody hear that video of the lady talking just now? Thank you, Ash. Yes, you can hear me. Did you hear the video? Perfect. All right, so hopefully this goes well. Let's go back here. I do want to say I have some good news and some bad news, but let's watch this video and it'll highlight what I'm talking about as far as bad news. So let's go check.
Very artsy. It's got a lot of bars and restaurants, and he wants to be walkable. A house came up for sale for $585, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, about 1,700 square feet. It was a very cute house, but it also has original wiring from the 30s. This basement gets a little wet when it rains, and some of the appliances and things don't work. But it's in a great spot. He wanted to come in strong, and he offered $85,000 above list. He offered $25,000 in due diligence, which in North Carolina is non-refundable if you back out of the contract, and could close in like 3 weeks. Just got a call from the listing agent. We were not even close to the winning offer.
So we're still dealing with that in the Charlotte area and throughout North Carolina. And it all comes down to where you're looking for a property. All real estate is hyper-local. You can have one part of an area or a city, certain zip code, or even a subdivision in that zip code where you have properties sitting on the market. But then you can go right across the street and things are just flying off the shelves, selling for way above ask. What also matters is the condition of the property. You'll see once we go over the numbers that we have more people bringing their homes to the market now. Those sellers, that they missed the boat. They missed the run up. So now they're trying to capitalize on it. But if their home is not in that desirable location or as desirable location, and if it's not fixed up, they're not going to get that price or those bids and offers that they hoped they were going to get. So let me go into some numbers regarding Charlotte real quick. Here we are. This is an update that came out today talking about last month, how sales in Charlotte have decreased, slipped over almost 11% for the past year, with over 4,400 homes being sold in the Charlotte region. Now, month over month sales, so from March to April, is actually down 2.2% as well. Now, a lot of this can be attributed to the rise in interest rates. Presently, if you got a mortgage today compared to the beginning of the year, your mortgage is a third higher than it would have been. So all of you that waited, you're now paying more for the same property, not only in price, but also in monies as far as interest, and you're paying the bank. So that was highlighted. Pending sales are down, signaling the fourth month of year-to-year declines in pending sales going down. So we do see that the rise in interest rates are having an impact as far as the number of homes, but also right now we are at record low inventories. We're at even less inventories than we were last year this time. Now, while listings have picked up, it's not anywhere near to a normal market whatsoever. So it is still very much a seller's market. However, there's not as many buyers competing for those same properties. So sellers, my advice to you in the Charlotte market, we're talking Charlotte, then we're going to talk Raleigh, and then we're going to talk Greensboro. In the sellers in the Charlotte market, if your home is not in one of the highly desirable areas, now you know what those areas are. You have your Matthews, your Waxhaw, your Weddington, your Huntersville, Mooresville, Tega Cay, Fort Mill. If it's in an area with excellent schools, your home more than likely will still sell fast and sell for above asking if it is in good condition. But, however, if it is not in those areas and not in good to great condition, you can expect to not get as many offers as you thought. And it may sit on the market a little longer. So it's not uncommon to see those properties sit for, it's going to sound ridiculous, 7 days. So have a little patience if you're thinking of selling. If you're a seller and your property is not flying off the shelves, have some patience. Do not do anything rash. Now, if you overpriced your property to begin with, then by all means, come back to reality and price it as it should. But do not make a swift judgment as far as either taking your home off the market or making a drastic price decrease. You have to give it time. In a normal market, homes sit for sale anywhere from 45 to 90 days. That is normal. It's just the past 2 years, sellers have been spoiled to get multiple offers before the property is even gone active. So temper your expectations. You're not going to get tons and tons of offers like you had been getting and get tons and tons of offers over asking like you have been getting, unless you're in a highly desirable area and your home is fixed up. You need both of those things. For you buyers out there, now I understand that a lot of buyers saw that their purchasing power has decreased significantly in the past 90 days. I understand that. Sellers understand that. Builders understand that. To those of you who are still in the market and can buy, I'm not saying you're in a position of power, but you do have more leverage than you did even 45 days ago because you don't have as much competition. And if you see that home that has been on the market for 10 days or so, offer them a price that you feel comfortable coming in at, not what they're asking or above what they're asking. So you have a little gamesmanship you can play as a buyer right now, and it will only increase in your favor the further we get into spring and summer. And I'm believing that in late July, August will be an opportune time for buyers in the market right now. Now let's talk about the Raleigh area. All right, so the Raleigh area, similar news is occurring in Raleigh, where we're just looking from March 2022 to April 2022, you have an inventory. This is the greater Raleigh area, not just Raleigh. So the triangle. Inventory has increased significantly. Closed sales has gone up, and you see there's much more new listings. This is to be expected. As we get closer to the end of the school year, more sellers are going to list their property because it's just conducive for them to do so. And you have those sellers that feel like they missed the gravy train when all the buyers were just going crazy. They thought it would last forever, and they procrastinated. So, but we also see just from last month, from March to April, that the sales price in 1 month, the median sale price has increased 5.1%, and in 1 month, the average sales price increased 6.1%. So while there's more homes on the market, it is still very much a seller's market because we still have record low inventory in this area. This is the greater triangle area, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area. And days on market is only 10. So, Charlotte, buyers, you have a bit of gamesmanship and some leverage. Raleigh buyers in the triangle, that is not the case for you. While there's more inventory for you to choose from, it's still very competitive. And it's competitive because there's a lot of jobs and opportunities going to that area and throughout the Carolinas in general, but definitely Research Triangle Park over in Raleigh. So let's look at from year to year. So from April 2021 to April 2022, inventory, as I told you, while more homes are hitting the market this past month, inventory is still ridiculously low. So because there's low inventory, closed sales have decreased as well. Not just inventory, but the rise in interest rates has caused that as well. But we do see a pickup in new listings. So that's what we have for Raleigh. Do you have any questions, anybody? Ms. Wright, do you have any questions? Ozahar, any questions regarding this? Is mainly for you. I want to just provide you data, the facts, not really, and interpret the data and my opinion on it and what I believe will happen. But this update is more so just to get your feedback, any questions you may have. I know some of you are interested in the Triad area. North Carolina is a little funky. We have the Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and then we have the Triad area, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and High Point. Similar names, but totally different parts of the state. I am about to see if I can pull up the information for the Triad area. It was giving me some trouble a second ago. All right, here we go. So we have the data for Greensboro. Let me know if you can see this or if I need to zoom in a little bit more. So SH90 planned on buying in the Triad in July. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this until I don't believe it's true anymore. I believe that the Triad area offers excellent value compared to your Raleigh and your Charlotte area. Granted, you don't have as much entertainment and as much opportunities as it comes to jobs. But if you work remotely or if you have a job in that area, home prices, while yes, they have gone up, they have not gone up anywhere near what Raleigh and Charlotte has. And the purchase price, quick example, I have a client closing actually Friday for a home in right outside Winston-Salem. And that same exact home, this is a new construction, same exact home is over $100,000 more in a Charlotte suburb. Ozahar, I just put your question on here, or your statement. Good information, yes, still leaning toward new construction. I'll get into that. So right now we're looking at Greensboro, and we're looking at all property types. Let's just go single family homes. Single family homes, stick built. You have your average sale price in Greensboro right now, $313,000. Yes, it has gone up 14% in the past year. But even if you look at that 313,000 compared to over 4 and closer to over 4 in Charlotte and closer to 5 in Raleigh, that's still a tremendous value. Homes for sale. You'll see in Greensboro, homes for sale. This is why I'm talking about inventory is just so low. It actually decreased 7.7% in the past year. Days on market. This is funny. 3 in Greensboro. Your median days on market. Let's say the average. Average days on market is 10 days. Median is 3. So if you have a property that is highly sought after in a good area, and because of the pricing in the Triad area, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, it's gonna go quickly. You have to jump on it. Yes, no, SH90, I do believe the Triad area is a excellent choice. You can't, and I believe if you hold on to it, I was reading something in the business journal recently that there's a few projects heading to the Triad area that's going multiple $1 million projects by industry that's going to bring a lot of jobs and opportunity to that area. So the quicker people get in there, just to lock in and secure a home and your price before they skyrocket. I'm not going to say the prices are ever going to compete with Charlotte and Raleigh, but 313,000 is much more doable than 500,000, especially with the raise in interest rates right now. Real quick, I'll get back to the Triad area in a second. April Thompson was the best rental property, a townhouse or single family. It just depends. It depends on where that property is located, and to me, it all just comes down to numbers. I don't care if it's a ADU, if it's a townhouse, if it's a single family. It's about the return. If the return is greater for a townhome, by all means, let's do that. Let's do a townhome. But so I'd say just break down the numbers and make sure it makes sense. I believe any rental you do should cash flow at least $200 to $300 a month. And I'm talking about keeping it long term to where we're not really worried about if the market goes up or down or anything like that, because we're holding on to it for such a long period of time. We don't care about these market adjustments and shifts. So long as you have a tenant in there that's paying down your fixed 30-year mortgage, you're good to go. I want to type in Winston-Salem real quick so we can see what the sales price there is. So Winston-Salem for April 2022 is actually less, I believe, than Greensboro. Hold on. I don't know how I just forgot that so quickly. Yeah, it's less than Greensboro. The average sales price is $303,000. And pending sales is down. Closed sales in Winston-Salem are down 2.4% compared to almost 7% in Greensboro. And in Winston-Salem, days on market, you have a little bit longer. Average days on market is 12. So still, because of the pricing, don't sit around, don't wait. If it's a good property, it's gonna sell quickly. So high vibe, what are the gentrifying neighborhoods in Durham, Raleigh, and Charlotte? Um, all of them. Not to make light of it, it's not a laughing matter by any means. But to answer your question, it really is a large majority of the neighborhoods are trying to be, especially in the inner city. Nobody wanted to be in those neighborhoods, late 90s, 80s, late 90s, early 2000s. Even when I was looking at places, in 2005, 2010, those areas were still going for very, very cheap. Biddensville, in Charlotte you can get stuff for $30,000-$40,000. Now you can't buy anything less than $400,000, and that's a rundown home, new construction. You're talking $800,000-$900,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. When just 15 years ago you could have got it for 30. So yes, all of them high vibe, all of them. Couple more things I want to bring up. High Point as well. So High Point average sales price. This is why I think the Triad area is so appealing, and why I believe it's so much opportunity. The average sales price in High Point is $244,000. Absolutely amazing. And I saw a new construction in that area in the low to mid threes, for brand new construction. You can't get that pretty much anywhere when we're talking about Raleigh or Charlotte. For 300,000 or even 400,000, you're not even getting the average home in those areas. But in Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and High Point, have a client right outside of Winston-Salem. I told you closing Friday, right around the mid threes, a little more than 360. Brand new construction, beautiful home, large island, 4-bedroom. It doesn't have the loft. If you're watching, I know you're a little disappointed you didn't get the loft, but it checked off all the other boxes for them, and a price point that they could not beat. They originally started looking in Charlotte, but they work remotely, and that just made sense. So again, value-wise, I really like the Triad area. Any other questions? I'm not trying to keep anybody too long. I just wanted to touch on just the state of the market right now, because we're in a weird position to where, again, I say it frequently, real estate is hyper-local. You might have certain houses in certain areas still selling for 30, 40, 50. You saw the TikTok, 80,000 plus above asking. But then in North Charlotte, I was able to negotiate a deal where the seller was paying $12,000 for my client for closing costs. It just really depends on where the property is and the condition of the property. So all of you buyers out there, I actually ran into a couple yesterday. I was actually shopping. I went into Claire's with my daughter. She wanted stuff from Claire's. And I ran into some people that saw me on YouTube. And they were just telling me how discouraged they were in the buying process. And I get it. It is very, very discouraging, especially when you put offers in and you don't get them accepted. And then in the past 90 days, you see your interest rate and go up and your purchasing power come down. Stay patient, stay diligent. Also, expand your search. Yes, Raleigh is expensive. Yes, Charlotte is expensive. But if you expand it out to 30 plus minutes, 45 minutes, if you're okay with the commute, you can find stuff that is very reasonable. I'm talking about, you have stuff in Locust, North Carolina, Albemarle. You have Salisbury. Salisbury, I wanted to head up there this week. I don't think I'm going to get up there. Some beautiful townhomes in the high twos, low threes, brand new in Salisbury. Now, Salisbury is pretty much the halfway point between Charlotte and Greensboro. So definitely check that out. Check out, thinking of South Carolina, you have Clover, you have Chester, big Lennar community going out that way. Then you also have, the traditional sought-after communities or areas. You have Tega, you have Fort Mill, and there's tons of construction being built out there, but you're going to be paying a premium for that because of the proximity to Charlotte and what you get as far as amenities, entertainment, and top-notch school systems. Some of the top 5% public schools in the country. You can't beat it. Any other questions? Yes, I have heard of a physician mortgage loan. I don't know if physician assistants can use it. I can double check. I say shoot me a text, give me a call. Number is 704-775-1236. Again, 704, put it in here, 775-1236. And I can check and see if that applies to physician's assistants. I know that there are doctor home loans and physician home loans that we've helped people in the past get, even attorneys, people that graduate law school, haven't started working yet. There's specific loans for your profession as well. Don't think your hands are tied because you now have this ton of student debt and loans. No, there are loans dedicated just for you because they understand that they're banking on you being good for it because of your profession. Yes. Yes. High-speed internet is a must. Actually, my client, my client that's closing, that's in Winston-Salem, right outside of Winston-Salem, is closing Friday. We actually passed up on some very good opportunities. Actually, the purchase price was significantly less, but the area did not get high-speed internet, and he works remotely. We need a dedicated, reliable connection. So I get it. So long as you have high-speed internet, yeah, you can pretty much work anywhere. And might as well take advantage of the opportunities that North Carolina offers. Even if you don't plan on being there that long, getting a home, brand new construction in the 2s or 3s, in this day and age is rare. So I say jump on it and then rent it out. If your home you buy, your first home, more than likely it's not going to be your forever home. It's going to allow you to get on the property ladder and over time gain equity to where if you want to sell it, you can sell it and use those proceeds to buy your dream home, or you can rent it out and still refi, take some equity out and buy your dream home. Different ways to skin a cat, but I want everyone to get on the property ladder, even though interest rates I know are going up. Just find something that you're comfortable with. And what goes up must come down in terms of interest rates. And even if, let's talk about the elephant in the room. People are talking about, because the interest rates are going up so high, and we're starting to see homes sit on the market a little bit longer, people are continuing to talk about a real estate crash. I don't see it happening, not this year. It will be a real estate slowdown. The number of transactions will decrease, and we're already seeing that for a couple reasons. One, you have just about half as many buyers, but then two, the sellers, most sellers are actually buyers. So when that seller can't sell for the price they want, they then in turn can't be a buyer. So you're actually missing out on two transactions. The market is. So you're gonna have less transactions. But as far as price going down, for North Carolina, I'm not speaking nationally. We're not gonna have a crash. But let's just say we do. Let's say we do. What is a crash? Is it a 20% is it a 20% decline in price? Well, that puts us back to prices in 2021 or late 2020. And even then, a lot of my buyers are saying, oh, that's too expensive. Well, it's the same price as it is back in 2020 or 2021, and your interest rate is doubled. So you're still paying more than you would have if you had bought earlier. So people that waited simply because they're waiting on a crash, I don't think it was wise, but to each their own. You can continue waiting, but I say get on the property ladder sooner than later and just wait it out. You buy real estate and hold. You don't wait and then hope you buy it at the right time. Well, that is all I have for tonight. You all enjoy your evening. Watch some NBA basketball. I know I'm about to. And prepare for tomorrow. I will talk to you later, and I appreciate you all for jumping on. I know this was sort of impromptu, and thank you for bearing with me throughout my challenges of going live. I appreciate you. So, Ashley, talk soon.